Welcome back to the backdrop. Today's guest has built a career around one simple idea using technology to create more meaningful human experiences. With a background spanning engineering, robotics, automotive design, and motoring journalism, his curiosity ultimately led him to found Rayqube in 2016, a company now recognized as one of the region's leading providers of immersive technology and interactive event experiences. Under his leadership, Raycube has delivered projects for organizations including Expo 2020 Dubai and UNESCO, while his commitment to innovation has earned him membership from Forbes Technology Council, the Marketing Society, and the World Experience Organization. This week on The Backdrop, we're joined by the founder and CEO of Raycube, Sankalp Sharma. Sankalp Sharma, thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciate it. As I say to everyone, I know Saturdays are usually, their family day, their private day, and you take this time to be with us really means a lot. So, first off, how are you? How's everything going? How's the year 2026 shaping up?
Thanks, Michael, for inviting me to this. You're building something really exciting, and there's a huge gap in the industry which you're filling with this podcast. Things are good. Things are shaping up. We are entering the busy Q4. The year has been a roller coaster, but we are blessed to be in a country like UAE where the leadership has shown the strength, courage, and resilience. So we are very much hopeful, or I would say confident, that we are going for a very strong recovery in Q4 and the years to come in, and we are at the right place at the right time.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, this is echoed a lot in a lot of the conversations that we have here because we just finished a bit of a pause around Q1 and Q2. Now we come into summer. We know that a lot of there are a lot of groups that are starting to develop, but a lot of people are taking their time away. Um, but we expect to have a really strong Q3, Q4. In
Absolutely.
fact, if anything, compressed. So I'm sure that's going to affect you in a very positive way. But I want to talk about Raycube. You started Raycube. This is 10 years now.
This is 10th year now.
Yeah, 10 years now. So 10 years ago, when you started this, you saw that this is something that's clearly needed, the experiential technology that's implemented within that exhibition experience, not just exhibition, but for far-reaching. Um, what did you feel was the most fundamental way that you thought that this could shape the human experience through what you guys do?
See, it's all about what people feel inside the experience. 10 years back, when I saw this as an opportunity, uh, mostly in our field, there were just five, six players in the market. Rest all were, it was like the agencies or the creators were coming from abroad to deliver an experience. And it was more about the show and tell, not about the story inside it. As the things have evolved, uh, technology now is an integral core part of a whole uh, experience. And more than technology is the storytelling what we do with the technology. It's not anymore just the fancy screens to case eyeballs or get attraction or get footfall. And that's how we decided to build Raycube. And and that's what our tagline, that make moments that matter. That speaks about whole approach, our concept, and our fundamentals to designing an experience for any trade show, events, or any pop-ups.
So I know that in the intro, I gave a little bit of background on you and on the company. Um, we would think that Raycube would want the more technology, the better for your bottom line. The more technology that's applied to what you do. But when do you have that conversation with a client where you say, maybe less is more? Maybe, I mean, do you have these conversations or does your team have these conversations when you say, you know what, this is where technology enters the conversation. Here's how much should be applied. Here's really what you need and here's what you don't need.
Absolutely. So one of our key fundamentals while designing experience is that it should not be forced. It should be an integral part of it. It should not overdo or overwhelm the client, the audience inside it, that they lose that what we are designing, what was our core intention. So we always go and ask our client that what are the intentions? What is the outcome you are looking for? Is it just the footfall? Is it the interaction you want to tell about your product? Or what is the narration you are looking for? Based on that, we design simple experience. It should not be never be a forced experience because you would lose. What our audience wants, they want a hero experience for themselves where they are the hero of the central story, and you create some social shareable moments which they are good to capture for them, for their stories, and for their, they should remember it automatically rather than being it forced. It
Yeah.
should never be that they tell that, okay, I saw a fancy screen. It should be, I went there and I saw this and this was beautiful. So that's the
Yeah.
two different narrations of an outcome.
Yeah, because experiential means experience.
Yes.
It means what you
Yeah.
walk away from. It's what you the sensations and the memories and the feelings that you get
Yes.
from seeing
Yes.
or experiencing something. We had Adam Perry on the show a few weeks ago, and Adam is the founder of Event Tech Live. You probably travel in the same circles, I'm sure. Adam mentioned he made the point that technology should be invisible. It shouldn't be something that's labored or pushed upon the client or the person experiencing it. Would you agree with that? That it should be invisible, that it should be felt rather than always be seen?
Absolutely. That's the most important aspect while you're designing something. If you're forcing a technology into the whole thing, and I'm just telling my client that, okay, I'm just expecting the audience to move from point A, do this, go to point B, do this, move to a point C. It's all forced experience.
Yeah,
And in today's time and the kind of city we are in, we have hundreds of exhibitors in a trade show. They want to move around, the audience want to move around the or around the floor very fast. It's very difficult if we do this force. And ultimately, my client will lose money. I will make more money if I design more experiences. But that's opposite to what our intentions or our beliefs at Raycube is. You create one memorable experience that is totally invisible. Audience just feels a part of it. That's I'd say a success or a victory for us looks like, rather than being a forced top layer on it.
and how has Raycube changed all of this? I mean, since you started, clearly Raycube has moved alongside, with alongside the technology, and you've seen the technology change. So how has Raycube sort of raised the bar?
So I'll tell you a story. Like we had the Special Olympics in Abu Dhabi a couple of years back, and we got an inquiry from one of our clients that they want to do a vending machine. Maybe it can be a tweet based, it can be an Instagram based or something. And it's for the kids of determination. So we came into the picture and we changed the idea from that, let once the kids smile, then only the vending machine dispenses. So rather than collecting the data or collecting the, we collect the smiles. Our smiles is also on data. It's about kids of determination. We are in a country which recognizes happiness as a core factor. Even we have a ministry for happiness. So why don't we design the whole experience around happiness?
Yeah,
And it worked wonders.
yeah,
And whenever I see the videos from my events from on site, when I see people smiling, people curious, that's the real victory. That's
yeah.
the real success looks like. So our intention is always to create these moments which even our clients, even the audience, and even us can cherish after next 10 years, 15 years. For us, that's what success looks like.
So you have uh, you've been. I mean, before Raycube, do you want to give us a little bit of your background? I mean, I mentioned some in a very small boilerplate there, but we want to give us a little bit of what led you to Raycube. Like, how did this all start?
So I'm a mechanical engineer with majors in automobiles. I used to design cars for living. I designed all-terrain vehicles, Formula-style race cars, and then eventually worked for a robotics company designing autonomous guided vehicles back in 2011-12. But I didn't feel that that was more of my soul calling, and I got an opportunity to be a motoring journalist for one of the leading publications in India, where I was doing the test drives and all. So that moved my career from the core automotives to the more towards the digital side. Fast forward to 2013, I moved to Dubai to consult one of the clients because digital and e-commerce was very booming at that point in time to design their digital roadmap strategy. And from there, I moved on to managing performance marketing campaigns for the leading real estate developers. So back in 2015, one of my clients invited me to Cityscape for a meeting, and there I saw all these fancy screens and all. So I asked my client that how did you do that, or where did you get the supplies and people who does this? He says it's very expensive. There's no talent in the region. We get it from Singapore. There are only few companies in the world who are doing this. And that's where I find my soul calling, that mechatronics, content, digital, all fused in together. And that's how the Raycube was conceptualized. Luckily, my co-founder and my younger brother is an architect. He brings in the design, I
Yeah.
bring in the tech. So it's a complete fusion of what we wanted to create, storytelling plus the
Yeah.
experience.
Yeah. So you sit on the intersection of
Yes.
mechanics, digital experience, and all of that. So
Yeah.
there's sort of like that sort of epistemic background, but there's also the epistemic humility, which means that you know how far you can go, what the limitations are, how not to go, how not to, how to restrain yourself from being too much, and making sure that you can create sort of that uh, you know, parlay that curiosity into participation. Have you guys, I mean, how do you do that on site? How do you take someone's curiosity and just bring them in? If you're creating a stand or a pavilion, a large structure, and it's just really, really, really impressive on the outside, just from looking at it, the look and feel. How do you get people? How do you draw them in? Like, there's a curiosity, but how do you get that
So
participation?
first of all, as you said, the clean outcome is that whatever we design should be effortless for our target customers, target audience.
No.
And we try to create the story weave around that the moment they enter, the moment they exit, how would they feel inside it? So our core fundamental is on the feeling during the whole journey.
Mhm.
Are are we making them curious or are we making them anxious? There's a bit of difference between curiosity and creating anxiousness. Sometimes if you're not designing technology as a core intention but force fitting it, you're making your audience more anxious about it because they would just feel it that, oh, it's too much of it.
Yeah.
So our is how we blend both the sides with the tech, with the design, and how people are feeling inside it. That's
Mm.
that's what our core intention while designing any of the experiences is.
It's all positive and happy and optimistic, because you work towards that. All of the success that you've had is very positive. So where do you find the momentum breaking down? When and if momentum breaks down, either for you or for a client, um, when you have that creative process, I mean, where do you find the roadblocks?
So the thing is, over the last 3 years, especially post COVID, with a lot of entrants in the market, we sometimes, or not sometimes, majority of times, when the brief comes from the client, they say, "I need a vending machine, I need a photo booth, I need a AI sketch, I need a VR." They don't say what they want to achieve. They
Yeah.
say they are commoditizing the tech. That, okay, I need this robotic screen, I just need this transparent screen, because those are the fancy keywords, or I would say the fancy hardwares.
Yeah.
So that's where I tell the client that, okay, don't look for this solution. You What you want to achieve, let me suggest it, let me design it. Because if you commoditize, it lose the intention, it loses the feeling.
Yeah.
So that's where the big gap in the market is coming. Second, uh, there's a whole value chain from design to build to then to experience. Before, the experience was just a paint that after creating a house, you just paint it. I say it's not the paint. It's while when you are designing the whole space, use technology at that time, not
Yeah.
at the end,
Like a foundation.
as the foundation.
Yeah.
And that's how, from since last 2 years, we become a full experiential agency because most of our clients started telling, hey guys, now tech is a backbone, but you are wonderful in designing these experiences. So why don't you be the main contractor and design, build, and deliver? And that's how the Raycube has been transforming since last 2 years.
Yeah.
Now we are just not the tech, we are a full turnkey experiential agency from concept to design to build to deliver and then to report. The most important part is where we are trying to differentiate, we are still working on, and where we are creating few products which are still not in the market. We have done some pilots with that. Is how post-event, what was the data? What was the footfall? What was the dwell time?
Yeah.
Because the data what client collects is just the business cards. But
Yeah.
if he has invested $100,000 on the screen,
Yeah.
actually how many people were standing in front,
Yeah.
what time they were spending on it, which was the most busiest time, and then using this data as a marketeer to design the experiences,
Yeah.
and how we create an experiences which can be customized, or which can be, they don't need to invest every time into a new experience,
Yeah.
how it can be teleported in different shape, size and form across the spectrum
And
from
they
them.
want to see this stuff.
They want to see this
It
because
used
they,
to be content is king, data is
yes,
king, because
yes,
they want to find
yes,
out, because how, obviously, how it's, um, what the end result is when it comes, like you said, to footfall, to viewing, and all the interactivity, and how that's fragmented into different data sets is really, really important.
absolutely. So I'm working on something more towards the experience intelligence side of it. Over the years, I want to transform Rayqube from an experiential to an experience intelligence company.
Yeah.
So whenever my client asks what is my cost per square meter, I ask, don't ask this, ask what's impact per square meter. I
Yeah.
need to move away from the cost discussions to impact discussions.
Yeah.
And more and more now the clients start, what's my ROI? These are all intangible experiences. So it's not ROI, it's
Yeah.
ROE. What's your return on experience? So the more we start using these terms and delivering these results to the clients is with you. You don't
Yeah.
need to go and hunt for the clients. The client stays, the story stays, and you create wonderful experiences.
I think that's probably, of all the great feedback and all of the information, everything you said since we started speaking, I think that's really, really key.
Yeah,
Is the client? It's like, it's when you hire someone, they always the cliche is, when you hire someone, you hire them for one reason: what problems will they solve for us?
absolutely.
But when it comes to hiring a group like RayQ, it's how are they going to create that impact for us,
Yes.
whether it's through experiential means or through other, some sort of modality. But it's really all about, how are they going to have our clients and the people we're with, are coming to see us. How are they going to walk away with a sense that that was really something else? I'm going to come back next year. I want to see these guys. I want to give them a call, because it's like, if it's done right, it means the company's doing something right.
You need to be their extended arm. You can't be just an obsolete one of suppliers or
Yeah.
this. And that's how, like, you need to build those relationships, not just around creating or designing beautiful experience, but executing and reporting them. That,
Yeah.
hey, and acknowledging, hey, I designed this, but it didn't work.
Yeah.
So we need to change. Until unless you have these hard conversations with client where you're acknowledging your mistakes. So whenever we do a debrief post, when we acknowledge seeing the data, seeing the results, hey, we did this, but I think we overdid this on this part. And it's a learning curve
Yeah.
for everyone, for us, for our clients. But the moment you acknowledge it, the moment you are keen to redo or reshape it for their future events, you have sold the idea.
I have two primary questions for you, and the first one is really going to be putting you on the spot. I want you to think of an example of some work you've done, a client you've worked with, a project you've been part of, that you were especially proud of as Raycube. I mean, a real use case success story. If did you have one in mind? That you probably have countless, but is there anyone that really stands out that you are especially proud of?
The one I told you about, the Special Olympics. Like
Okay, yeah.
the moment you ask me about, like, okay, one experience I'm proud of, course, these are the kids of determination. They want to just have their
And
time. They're showing their skills, and when I saw them smiling in front of a machine, and I'm capturing that smile, that's a different level of satisfaction
yeah,
or any money or any success cannot bring in.
yeah.
But yeah, there are many, as you said. But yes, there have been challenges where we had, for example, we worked on Expo 2020 with Pico for designing a ticketing platform or
Mhm.
hybrid systems for program for people in planet. We're always cut short on the time, but we were always asking a question, as in we are the clients for our clients. We were being their advocate and
Yeah.
asking the right questions. So we were able to design that platform just 2 weeks before the launch of an expo. We had a one, and obviously, you know that when the COVID happened, then we had Omicron. So Dubai was very well prepared.
Yeah,
So
of
they
course.
and they wanted to take the narrative to the global audience. So They had a virtual expo platform from day zero. They conceptualized where they were taking all the programs hybrid. So along with the program for a program of People and Planet team, Pico team, we played a very key role in designing those experiences.
Well, they certainly did everything right with Expo. That was, I think, it was
Absolutely.
probably the best Expo.
One of the best
Yeah,
expos I've been in the history. It's
yeah,
of the best expos
for
we have
sure.
seen.
Okay, let me ask you one last question, and this is really just trying to get an idea of what's happening with Raycube now. I mean, w- we know that we had that bit of a pause, and we don't want to rehash it, but things are really picking up now, and you can, and I see it, and I'm hearing about it, and you're seeing it in the news, and a lot of articles about Q3 and Q4 and a lot of the plans that they have, not just in the region but internationally, but just focusing on the region now. What's happening with Raycube for Q3, Q4, Q1, 2027?
So we have already projects lined up. We have Leap coming up, which was like rescheduled from April to August last week. Then we have Arabian Travel Market coming up. We have a Comic Con coming up. We have a lot of new IPs also shaping up in the region. And these are on the just on the trade shows on the conference side, but a
Yeah.
lot of events, a lot of government initiatives are out there where they're looking for different things, different experiences, and as other any other agencies, we are busy designing or curating these experiences.
Mm.
But yes, what we are seeing a difference is now the clients are looking for more value or more return on experience, and that's where the heart and core of Recube is. So we are very optimistic, and we are very keen to go back to those floors. We are missing those floors for the last 6 months.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is a roller coaster year, but I'm a firm believer that we would be closing this year as an industry a very strong 2026.
Yeah.
We will bounce back. We are bouncing back very stronger thanks to the leadership in the region, thanks to the resilience what everyone as a value chain providers. I think overall as an industry, we have all stood together. Suppliers, clients, contractors, we have all came together and supported each other to pass through this phase,
Yeah.
one of the toughest phase post-COVID. And ultimately, we are blessed to be in the region under the leadership to
Yeah.
do this and achieve this.
100%. And everyone's in it together, and we're all going to make it work. And what a fulfilling space within the events industry that you guys are in is really, it looks like it'd be a lot of fun because you get to constantly apply new technology and discover new technology, and some of the projects you're working on with the Special Olympics, Leap, and Comic Con, fun. I mean, this stuff is really, really, really fun stuff, fulfilling and fun. So I just want to say congratulations on 10 years. And thank you for joining us today. It was really great that we could have you here. Really great to hear about Raycube and this part of the industry that's so important. So thank you again, Sankalp,
Thank
and
you,
we
Michael,
hope we
for
have you again.
inviting. And you are creating a very lovely platform, as I said, and you're filling the gap. I'm very keen to see how this shapes up, how this grows,
So are
and
we.
how we all can be a part of it.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
Thanks a lot. Have a great weekend.
You too. Take care.
Take care.
Bye bye.